Okay, I'm already started a little bit on this. I had to do some testing on it. This is a QSC Audio RMX 850 professional power amplifier. Picked this up for free from a guy on Marketplace. One side is gone. It's not gone, but it's one side is working fine, the other side has got a lot of noise and hum to it. And I've done testing on it, hooked it up to my oscilloscope, and tried to trace the problem. I've got 3 or 4 of the MOSFETs on here are showing as bad now. Done some looking. I can't source the parts for it easily, so it is going to go to scrap. So I've already removed the cover, as you can see, and we will we'll see what we got inside this. Obviously we'll have some extruded aluminum heat sinks here. We got a big copper toroid over here, hopefully that's copper. Fan, some aluminum capacitors, some MOSFETs as I mentioned. Yeah, compared to the old style, this is definitely, you know, sparse on parts, but we'll see what we pull out of here. Let's see, flip you over. Spinning really well. Toroid's going to be easy. It's just spinning. No. This is a ground nut. And the nut is spinning on it. Oh, come on now. And the other day I started processing stuff out of my truck. Rubber, that I'll hold on to for now. Processing the stuff that was in my truck, which is the old 20-plus-year-old microwave, the air conditioner, window air conditioner, and the old, I'm going to say it was a 60-inch TV, although I didn't look at the model number on it. should be all the screws out of it. This hopefully is in fact all copper. I mean, yes, there's going to be a big ferrite piece in the middle of it, but hopefully the windings are all copper. That'll be a fun little mount to pull there. Guys, typically there's not anything of real value in these. Maybe a little bit of brass inside here. These look like they're brass standoffs on it, so we'll have to take that apart and see what's in there for sure. There's our fan. That feels like steel. Yep. Another rubber mat. Might keep those rubber mats, but we'll see about those later. This looks like, oh, this has got a dip switch on the back here, right in there. Which means that there will be a little bit of silver and possibly gold in there, depending on what type of dip switch this is. Each one of these will have a little ball bearing, and the ball bearing will either be plated in silver or in gold, depending on the quality. Looking at the back side here, I'm betting it'll be silver. Okay, ducky. There's all the wires disconnected except for you. No, just let it go. You can tell there's another little there, but we'll get it in a minute. I am a week and a half away from a new tool for the shop, although I'm going to have to set it up in my garage. Okay, so nice big aluminum heat sinks. We got a couple potentiometers here. couple chips, and these look like they're be able to pop those out easily. And we got the quasi power board over here. This container, I just need to pop the switch out. Feel like it's wanting to budge. This is a nice heavy case, I will say that. And switch. This one on the back. Pull that one through. Okay, and the rest of that is steel. Okay. So we do have a couple fuses here. One little MOSFET here with a extruded heat sink. Wait, didn't want to give up there. One small aluminum capacitor there that we'll go ahead and grab off. Have a one little M&M. Dog bone M&M over here. And one what looks to be another M&M here. Just a really big one. These guys have a BR code on them. So I'm not quite sure what that is. We'll get into it later though. Nothing on the back side of the board. One more resistor it looks like there. One small chip or two. These guys I'll go ahead and pull off if they'll come off. Will they come off? They are not wanting to budge. Yeah, it looks like they should slide off, but they're not moving. So they can wait till later. There's potentially a little bit of brass in there as well as these. So ladder, this guy. Undo all the MOSFETs. Two of them have regular screws. Two big aluminum capacitors out of the way. We've got one little coil of copper here. Go ahead and get that off now. Another one of these little dog boners. Little LED here, another little resin dip capacitor of some kind there, it looks like. It's actually got an R code next to it, so it might be a resistor. Another one over here. A couple more in the middle there too. There's our nice big aluminum heatsink. All these MOSFETs. Try and get as much of the legs as possible when you cut them off, as they tend to be copper as well. And it's actually even better if you can use heat to get them off. These appear to be resistors. If you use heat to get them off, then you're getting the entire leg off. And since that's all copper, it's a good thing. That mainly just leaves the resistors on here. I'm not sure what that little guy is. Says there's got an R code on it as well. Resistors, diodes, and that one little LED up there to go after. So there are some diodes and resistors on the back here. I don't see any MLCCs, but there potentially could be some Q codes here. I don't know what the Q codes are. Looks like they've got 3 legs on them, so those may be transistors. More to come back for later. And then we've got the pretty much the identical board for the opposite side. This one's got a little bit of extra on it because it's got the volume knobs on it. I've got on my got all of the Like I said, these chips appear to be just popped in here. Yep. So I don't know if there's anything in those. They feel like they're plastic, so probably not anything. The connectors on those appear like they might be gold flashed. I'm not positive on that though. A few more LEDs up on the front here as well. That got all of our resin items off. Go after a little copper coil here. And then we'll go after these. Get the aluminum and the MOSFETs off of each other. Got to get a battery to that scale too. I moved my other scale out to outside because I was weighing out some chemicals. Haven't brought it back down because I found my other scale, but the battery unit's dead. So that's that board for the moment. Resistors and diodes are all that's left here, and the LEDs. Do have one more chip back here on this board, along with more surface mount items. It does have what appears to be some MLCCs on here, or capacitors of some kind. So we'll be going after all that later. They're tiny items anyway. So this one, like I said, has the what appears to be brass standoffs on it. Where's the other one? Oh, this one's got brass standoffs too. Looks like there may be some gold plating on these pins on this. Not entirely sure. And then of course the dip switch here. But these are what we were after here, the standoffs, which appear to be brass. They're not sticking to my magnet, so they are in fact brass. But we'll go after all this stuff later. And the same for this one. Go ahead and pull the brass standoff. Let's see if we can get to that one. It's in the middle. Wedged in pretty tight there. There we go. So we got 5 of those brass standoffs. We'll see about the rest of this later. Doubt there's anything much more, maybe a little bit more brass on there. And then of course we have wire. fan, which we'll go through later. Pull that slow motor out. We'll take these brass ends off. That wire. That's clean. So we've got a small handful of wire out of it. We do have a couple little ribbon cables here. This one may have the, if any of them do have gold plating in it, it'll be this one. That's on my wire. Put that in the bucket. Sort of oil we got here. These are all the aluminum capacitors, which will just go in the bucket to get them out of the way. They have pretty much no real value. This appears to be a good grief of stuff is large ceramic capacitor. MOSFETs with a little bit of goo on them. These are actually pretty heavy MOSFETs, which is typical of a amplifier. And they'll have some nice big brass plate, copper plates in them. And our two little copper spools there. This will be brass. This potentially has a silver contact in it. That switch. There's the plastic. Brass and gold connectors. Get them out of the way. So these are all the pieces that may have brass or brass connectors in them or gold connectors. Drop them in our bucket to remove the oh, well, that's why that didn't want to come off easy. It had a screw on the bottom of it. Another little aluminum heat sink. These little bits are steel. In fact, let's go ahead and get the screws out of the way. we picked up all of our M&Ms with it as well. I'll go through the M&Ms first. We're just grabbing out the resin dipped items here. If I can pick them up. Now these resin dipped items, generally speaking, are resin ceramic capacitors. They may have silver in them, they may have palladium in them. I am not sure. Another connector. I am not sure if that is accurate or not, but we will be processing them all and seeing what, if anything, we get out of them. These 5 guys are brass. Got our fuses. Now we can go back over this big magnet. There's wire there. Yep, that all appears to be steel. Got our one little chip. There should be another chip here. Where'd it go? Okay, I lost a chip. Did I accidentally pick it up with this stuff? I did. I can see it. It got stuck to a screw. That little piece potentially has some gold plating on it. It's actually brass. That appears to be brass too. The rest of this is plastic. Last little piece of wire. And we've got this one. Oh, we got one more wire over here hiding from me. Brass piece of copper wire. And we got this thing. Let's see if we can get the copper out of this. It's got a resin quart, feels like. Got a feeling this is going to be a pain to get out. felt like it cut, but it didn't actually cut. Instead of this being one big piece of plastic, it's sort of like it's a tape that was wrapped around it. And it's only, you know, what, half an inch wide? So plastic tape of some kind. Most of it off on that side. Now static is going to do me in. Now the question is, how am I going to get this copper out of it? Because it's obviously wrapped around the toroid. I'm going to need to see if I can get... I mean, that feels like it's probably resin. Excuse me. Okay, that's not going to do anything to it. Let's see if this is in fact resin. Whoa! Didn't know they needed that. But yes, that is resin. Apparently has some air pockets in there. that's the case, let's get I'll try you. This charger is not charging for some reason here. This one's only got 2 bars on it. Trying to go a little further in here. Getting into the wires. Messy stuff. Right. Now it's gone down. Should be almost through this thing. There it goes. Not go through all that. But it also grabbed a bunch of copper. Ouch. That's hot. I now have resin stuff all over. Mask off now. I now have resin stuff all over my shop. Do another shop cleanup just to get all this stuff out of here. And if you notice, as soon as I got through that, drilled through the core of it, it released the pressure and popped all the way out. I'm going to have to run upstairs and deal with some puppers. Couple of these came out. Now it's just a matter of unwinding all this stuff. interesting to see how much of this is copper and how much of it is ferrite. We'll weigh the ferrite once we get it all out. Should have weighed it beforehand, but oh well. Dogs have calmed back down, so I can wait a few minutes on them. I can see another layer of tape in there, plastic. I don't know if that's as far as the copper goes or if there's another layer. I'm betting there's another layer. Every time I think I've got it, two of them started, it breaks off on me. Okay, I think I'm going to have to take a break and deal with the puppers. Be back. Okay. I may speed this up for you guys because all this is unwinding wires. Probably a faster way of doing this than unwinding it by hand. I'm curious in part to see how many layers there are. Close to the end of this layer.
definitely another way beyond this one. I almost feel like I'm leaving. Push my shuttle cock through here. Almost through this first layer. I'm about to go back and see how Saucers has tackled this, but I know she's got a picture of one in her intro where she's holding it up for the camera. I have to go back and see if she has a video where she got it from. See how she took it apart, if she took it apart. Talking about everyday Saucers, scrapping and diving, I think it is, with her channel. Definitely been like a scratch with you already. So that's the first layer done with all this copper. Let's see if I can. Compact this a little bit. I got these 4 rolls out of there, plus a little bit came out of the first layer. Now then, chances of finding the end of this tape, I believe, is pretty slim. Actually, I just I did. I can sit here and do this for probably 30 minutes as far as how thick this looks. So I can just come back up and cut it. Actually, that seems much more effective. And perhaps messier, but we'll get through there. Got another very nice layer of lacquered copper here. Where these wires come out, looks like it's more of an adhesive tape instead of just this plastic. Definitely got more adhesive layer on here. Most of it. Little piece there. So I'll take that away. don't see any other connections going deeper than this level, so I'm thinking this is the last level. And I just got to cross up somehow. Oh, heck of an inside. I had 4 wires, now I've got 3, and one of them's... Oh. Maybe. That wasn't the right side now, at least. Still can't see the bottom of this. And if you can see certainly on camera, this is the tie dyeing that I do. One of my other hobbies. We'll have to see when I do the editing for this video how much time it took me to unwind all this. If I were doing it just with a strap value on it, I can tell you it would not be worth it. There may be one more over here. There were a couple more wires going the opposite direction, but here the opposite direction. Starting to see glimpses of the tape under the copper. And for those on, and for those American viewers, an exciting part of the year is about to start up college football season. I am an avid college football watcher. I'm at a Clemson University, which has a history of doing well, not so well. We got 3 national titles, which is a lot more than a lot of other schools can say, but the period from the mid-90s, actually the early 90s, to the probably about between 20 and 25 year stretch, between 90 and 2015, I want to say, we did not do well. Ran for the coach every 4 years, it seemed like. We got Tommy Dobbs, I think he stuck around for like 7 or 8 years maybe. When he left, Dabo Sweeney came in as our coach. He's still there, and he brought us 2 of our titles, 2 of our national championships. The other one was from 1981, back when Dad Ford was the coach. And all I can say is, this year it looks promising. Our defense looks like it should be good. And we just got, as every team does every year, we have question marks around the team, people who have left for the NFL or who have departed for other programs. And of course, we've got a bunch of good kids in from high school. Dabo does not use the transfer portal very much, and I understand his reason behind that. If we didn't recruit them when they were a high school kid, they probably don't fit the type of player that we would go after in the transfer portal. So we're looking for kids that will fit the program and not just, you bring a kid in that's got all the talent in the world, but it doesn't fit your program, he's not going to succeed at your school. And it's kind of the same philosophy that I use when I'm hiring somebody. I don't necessarily look at the skill set that they bring as much as I do the qualities of the person, because I can train anyone to do the job. It's just a matter of finding someone who's got the right work ethic, the right attitude, that I want to have sitting across the table from me, working with them on a daily basis to get them where they need to be so that they can do the job successfully. I think Dabo has that same rationale when it comes to transfer portal. We didn't recruit these kids straight out of high school, we recruit them out of college, out of another program now. And that's not to say the kids are bad, just that they don't fit the mold we're looking for. Yeah, we open up our season here this coming Saturday in Atlanta against Georgia, which is basically slightly of a home game for them because it's close to their campus, but we're only about a 3-hour drive away, I want to say, maybe 4 hours from Clemson to Atlanta. So it's not a stretch for either team to claim it as a home game. But they're number 1 and we're number 13 or 14, I forget which. So expectation is this should be a very good game. And we'll see who has replaced our players and trained up the players better. Because Georgia lost a lot of kids last year for the draft, so yes, they're ranked number 1 because a lot of what they did last year and a lot of what they returned this year. But you just never know, because every year is a new team. That's one of the things I love about college football compared to professional football. Every year the team is new. Even if you've got a coach that's been there for decades, every year he's got a new crop of kids he's got to train, teach how to play the schemes. And given that most of the kids will not go to the NFL, I want to say something like 1 or 2% wind up getting drafted to the NFL. Most of the kids are playing just to play because they enjoy the game, and it allows them to get an education. I really wonder how they make these things. I can't believe they do it by hand, so it's probably a machine. I'd love to see a machine that does this. And definitely starting to see light at the end of the tunnel here. Every pass of this is taking about maybe 6 inches. Yeah, I'm thinking this is the last layer. The cord is wrapped in more tape, but it's smooth. Almost done. And look at that many. There's all the copper we got out of this guy. So a good chunk of copper. Let's see if I can find a battery real quick to weigh it. My scale is lacking a battery over here. These guys we're going to wire the process. This way, like I said, that's just fair, I believe. Yeah. So that can go on steel. So I'm going to weigh that. Hey, let me be back in that.
Found the power cord to work. This thing by itself is 2.8 kilograms. Six pounds, 3.6 ounces. Copper copper, about a pound, 1.68. This is what I hate about this little scale, is it has a propensity to stop weighing. And see, that's exactly what it did there. See, if you don't get everything on here quick enough, it'll stop. 2 pounds, 14.4 ounces, which is 1.31, 1.32 kilograms, 1,300 grams. Two pounds, 14.8 ounces of copper, just from that coil. Roundabouts. I nearly forgot to weigh the aluminum. .475 kilograms. 3 pounds, 4 ounces. So that's a hefty little amount of aluminum there. Extruded too, so nice stuff. When I was looking for the copper, I found an old hard drive, portable hard drive that I need to take apart too. Okay. So I guess that can all go into melt bucket now. Okay, let's see here. I said these guys could go into the wire bucket. Process later. We got 2 little coils of copper here. A little piece that escaped us earlier. Plastic. That's a switch. I think I broke it. Okay. Let's get it cleaned up a little bit here. These are all our ceramic capacitors. Get the little bits of plastic out. MOSFETs, which have a high copper content. You just need to have the plastic or ceramic shell removed. Chip here. Yeah. Could have another one of those. Where did that other one go? Well, I don't know where that other chip disappeared to. There were 2 of them. I only see one now. take all of our fuses. Switches. Need a little further processing. This is a liquid crystal display. All its proponent laters. Oh no, we'll see if we can do anything with that. Switch. That is copper bearing, that's steel, that's got what appears to be a little bit of gold on it. That and that are steel. So the rest of this is all brass. Some of them, like this, are chunky pieces of brass. Some are plug-ins. Some are just little screws off the connectors that are non-magnetic, therefore they are brass. I thought that I had a container for brass out. I'm not seeing it. I'll toss that in there too. Let's see if it's brass. Oh God. These are complaining. What's all that stuff? I've got all of that in one of these containers. Some of it's brass. Pretty clean. Some of it's got silver contacts on it. And a lot of it is connectors that need to have the plastic beaten off of it. I'm sure I must have taken something apart and just dumped everything into one container to try and keep it separated. I'm not at a point where I can really do that yet. So, and those two guys need to go into the and whatever this thing was, it had a temperature sensor in it and a antenna. The rest of this all go into the bucket to have the life beat out of it. I'll consider this a brass bucket for now. These go in with This can go into this mix. Copper bearing. A memory stick for something. Okay, so that's where we'll call it a night. Have a good one, guys.